And we continue to follow two very big stories in Northern California tonight. A huge wildfire. Crews fighting for containment on the Kincaid fire in Sonoma County. And more public safety power shutoffs are likely on the way this weekend. Good evening. You're watching the ABC 10 News at 5. I'm Madison Wade. We're going to start with the Kincaid fire burning in wine country tonight. That fire has now burned almost 22,000 acres and has destroyed 49 buildings. We're talking about homes and businesses here. 1,300 people are helping fight this fire, but it has been tough. Containment at just 5% right now. And Governor Newsom toured the damage today after declaring a state of emergency for both the Kincaid and the Tick fire burning in Southern California. PG&E has already admitted that one of their towers may have caused this massive fire. There are aerials of transmission towers in the area of where this fire started. And take a look at this video. It's a time-lapse video that shows the moment. You see that glow just beyond the distance there right now, and that is when the fire started. The Kincaid fire, a larger glow which could be seen as the very start of this 22,000 acre fire. And firefighters caught a bit of a break today with those lighter winds, but many of us are smelling smoke, and then we get into a dangerous wind event this weekend. Monica, what's the latest?
All right, well, let's take a look at the smoke pattern because a lot of us were commenting and you could smell it, you could see it. The smoke coming right out of the Kincaid fire, just kind of moving more towards the valley and certainly the Bay Area. That was the wind direction for today. Quite honestly, winds weren't too much of a problem, so the smoke just sat right over us. You can see lighter smoke in the green, the heaviest smoke concentrated more around the fire. It wasn't moving in far distances, but even our live picture here, a very hazy look outside. If you smell or see smoke, we are being affected by it. So until they get better containment, we're going to have to deal with the smoke. And the winds really aren't going to be affecting us as well. It's not going to disperse anything. Then the winds start to shift later on the day on Saturday. Through the day, they'll be fairly calm, up to about 5 miles per hour. But it's going to be a quick ramp up overnight Saturday into Sunday. Look at the contours on this map right here. Over towards the coast, over towards the foothills. It starts up a little bit later, but we're talking gusts upwards of 50+ miles per hour. Red flag warning goes into effect on Saturday. High wind warning goes into effect on Saturday. And again, those gusts could be 50 to 60+ miles per hour.
All right, Monica, thank you so much. And now we have an update on the power shutoffs again with the next round coming. Every PG&E zone included in potential power shutoffs this weekend. You're taking a look at that map now. We're talking about more than 850,000 customers. That could be in the dark. It's a brief break today from those outages as most customers have their power back on this point, though. For everything you need to know about the shutoffs, all you have to do is text power to 916-321-3310. Right now, Carlos Herrera has more on how people are dealing with these outages and how they're preparing for the next one.
Well, power is back on in Grass Valley this morning, but it could be turned back off as early as tomorrow, and people who live here are preparing for that possible shutoff. The owner of this hardware store, one of the few in Grass Valley, says he's seen a significant spike in sales since the first round of outages 2 weeks ago, and especially this week for the second round of power shutoffs. Yesterday, people were scrambling to buy tools and supplies for this weekend's shutoff. The owner says sales are usually low in October, sometimes having to close early because they don't have enough customers. But right now, he's selling 10 times more generators than he did a year ago. He's even had to restock 3 times since the first shutoff. Their least expensive generator is usually about $500, but those are sold out. So people here are stuck having to pay $1,000 for the cheapest generator.
Normally you wouldn't have to spend money on this type of stuff, and they're telling us it's going to be the new norm. I don't know if I agree with that or not, but that's what they're telling us.
The average sale is up significantly too. On average, a customer is spending at least $500 on supplies at this store. This really puts things into perspective and how big of an impact this can be for low-income and fixed-income families, and especially for single parents who live here.
And there are ways you can prepare for this weekend's outages. PG&E wants you to confirm and update your contact information and create a safety plan for your family and your pets. Also, prepare an emergency kit that includes food and water. This is important. Make sure your phones and other devices are charged. And if you have a generator, make sure it works. So also learn to manually open your garage, keep a battery-powered radio nearby, and always have cash on hand and a full tank of gas as well. And for the latest on the breaking news tonight, you can download our new ABC 10 app. We will continue to follow these stories on air and post updates online at abc10.com. And we're also going to be revisiting the Kincaid fire now burning in wine country. Arlena Howland has been in the area of Geyserville all day. She's now joining us live from that town with more on the reaction, how evacuees are doing tonight, Lena.
Well, we're here in downtown Geyserville right now, where this town has essentially turned into much of a ghost town. All of the coffee shops, the tasting rooms, the delis, they are all closed right now as this entire community is still under a mandatory evacuation order. And this right here behind me, this is the reason why we are still seeing quite a bit of smoke activity in this area, like this massive smoke plume right behind us here, while firefighters work to get a better handle on this fire.
Because you don't know. This weekend's coming. You don't know what to expect. You just hope and pray that everything was going to be all right.
For Madonna Tavares, she is still wondering if she will have a home to return to after the unforgiving path of the Kincaid fire.
The first thing I did is I broke down and started crying because it finally really hit me. I'm going to lose everything. I'm losing my home. I'm losing all my furniture.
She evacuated her home in Geyserville with her husband and 2 dogs after waking up to someone pounding on her front door, telling her to leave around 5 in the morning on Thursday.
Oh my God, when I looked at the hill was bright red. And I said, oh my God, we're in trouble. We are really in trouble.
While she was just waking up at a Red Cross shelter filled to capacity, Governor Gavin Newsom came to tour the burn area, meeting with first responders on the ground.
A familiar sight to all of us, devastating sight to those impacted, lives literally torn asunder. And we wanted to make sure that they have quick access to cash and reimbursements.
Governor Newsom declared a state of emergency in both Sonoma County and Los Angeles County, in addition to securing federal grant money to help pay for fighting these fires.
The consequence of the 2 emergency declarations that I've announced here in Sonoma County and in Los Angeles County, we are moving as expeditiously as we can.
Also calling in more resources like the 747 super tanker to be in place now before the winds kick back up again Saturday night, and anxious families like Tavares wait to hear about the fate of their homes.
It's a terrible feeling, and it's always in your mind. You know, is it going to be there or not? So.
Now, in terms of fire activity, we didn't see too much growth today because fire officials told us since the winds died down, so did the fire, until we saw this smoke plume pop up right behind us here just within the past hour. Now, tomorrow evening, however, fire officials say it's going to be a much different story out here, which is why these evacuation orders remain in place.